took just one kiss.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see the horizon and the far. Excuses were two for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, gotta give today. It's a good day today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today.
Okay, hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the semi-final round of speech competition of EEC in Action XX 2021. My name is Azra Alifia Isma, or you just can call me Ara, as the master of ceremony, also the moderator that will be lead our semi-final round this morning. Before that, I would like to say welcome for the honorable all of the adjudicators, Mr. Audrey Natakusuma, also Mr. Arjun Indra Murjani. Halo kakak-kakak, how's life kak? Good, everything is good.
Hello, all's
Hi
good
Kak
here.
Arjun. Glad to hear that. And how about Kak Vito? Are you ready to give your scoring for the semi-finalists today?
Of course. I'm so excited for today.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited as well. Okay, but before that, before we start our semi-final round this morning, I, on behalf of EEC Unila, would like to inform and say truly sorry to all of the participants, also the adjudicators, that one of our adjudicators, which is Miss Ukti Cittawati, suddenly has any other important thing, so she couldn't attend our meeting, our semi-final round this morning. But don't worry, because the committee will also live streaming this on the YouTube channel of EEC. Also, we will record the Zoom. And as soon as possible, after we ended this Zoom meeting, the committee will send the Zoom record to the Miss Ukti for the assessment time. And then after this, I, as the committee, would like to restate the rules first. And after this, we will jump into the first turn of the semi-finalists of speech competition EEC in Action XX 2021. So for all the semi-finalists, the committee would like to inform to all of you guys, don't forget that you have minimum duration is 4 minutes, and then your maximum duration is 6 minutes. And you have 30 seconds to end your speech. the committee will provide the warning, the time warning signals for you by private chat Zoom, and then the participants that are allowed to remain in the main meeting room, only the ones who are performed, and the rest of the participants will wait and remain in the waiting room until you guys admit by the committee when it's time for you guys to perform your speech performance. And the committee will also restate one more time that after you guys ended your performance of your speech, we will continue the session with the table topic. Every participant will get only one topic, and then the topic will be read by the committee. You guys have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer, and after that, you can deliver the table topics answer in 1 until 2 minutes. And then there will be no personal feedback from the adjudicators in this round, because all adjudicators will give you general verbal or general feedback after all of the participants done their performance. Okay, and don't worry for the rest of the participants who are in the waiting room or the WhatsApp participants group, because the committee will drop the live report, so you guys also can monitor and may know what is happened in the main room. Okay. Okay, and before we start our semifinal round this morning, from Kak Arjun and also Kak Vito, is there any things that you guys want to say to the semifinalists this morning? Maybe Kak Vito first.
Yeah, sure. I just want to say good luck for today. I hope that you guys will adapt with the feedbacks that was given yesterday, because it's all about how you can adapt everything. Every kind of learning is going to be useless without adaptations. So make sure to give your best shot, and good luck.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vito, for the motivation. Okay, and the next is Kak Arjun. Maybe there is some things that you want to deliver to our semifinalists today.
Well, basically, I was going to say the same thing, but let me try add something on. Is that don't be afraid to have fun. Enjoy yourselves, because even though this is a competition, if you're going to join many competitions in the future, you're going to end up feeling burnt out if you don't have fun, or you forced yourself to do a speech you don't like. So enjoy yourselves, have a good day, and good luck.
Okay, thank you, Kak Arjun, also Kak Vito. Okay, guys, I hope that all semifinalists this morning will be enjoy the competition, and then don't forget to stay tuned to the WhatsApp participants group, because the committee will drop the live report, and you need to pay attention to what happened in the main meeting room, so that you are not be skipped for your turn when you guys are perform the speech. Okay, without any further ado, we will start the semi-finalist round. And yeah, I'm sorry, one more thing. The for the participants number, okay, for the participants number 14, also number 15, you guys may be ready earlier, because unfortunately there are one participants number 13 that we need to disqualify, since she didn't submit the text of copy on time, and then did not respond to the semifinal round performance. So unfortunately, there are also 14 semifinalists who will perform and deliver the table topics in this semifinal round this morning. Okay, thank you everyone. We will start the semifinal round of speech competition in no time. And for all participants starting numbers 2 until number 15, please go back in the waiting room. The committee will give you the follow-up information. Thank you. And for the participants number 1, please stay in the main meeting room. Okay. All right, so there are just the first participants who are stay, and for Pink and Angeline, you have time for recheck your camera and then your microphone.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, before we start your performance, and is the online stopwatch audible? Sorry, is the online stopwatch you can see on your screen clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see it very clearly.
Yes. Okay. For Kak Arjun and also Kak Tito, the committee already sent the score sheet for you guys. So the name is based on the order of appearance. So you guys can give the score for every participant after they ended their performance. Okay. So Pinkan, the committee will start the online stopwatch when you are uttered your first word.
Okay. Did you know that women in Indonesia's dictionary are defined as prostitutes, evil, bad woman behavior, a mischievous woman, bitches, naughty and wild woman who like to prostitute themselves? On the other hand, the sub-entry man has just one derivative word, boyish, masculine, defined as courage and valor. I'm sorry for my language, but it is what is stated in the Indonesian's dictionary. This prejudice against women leads us to the topic I'll be bringing today, which is why gender disparity is still being a problem in the global society. Now, before I start, I have here my script. Why did I rip my script off? I'll tell you in a bit. My dear audience, a large number of women express opinions that they feel sorry for a dictionary that is a literacy education system that form the knowledge that affect social practices. The definition is considered to be inhuman towards women. But take a guess of how the Language and Book Development Agency responded. They said that they only validate the words that evolves in society. How is this real? How did this happen? Ladies and gentlemen, this poor representation is gender inequality. This is a serious issue that is brought globally. And I would like to reminisce with my judges and my audience because I'm feeling a bit of a reminiscing moment. When I was 8, I was told to not worry about the future and just go marry a rich man. At that time, I didn't think of much. But now looking back, why should I marry a rich man when I have the choice to be a rich man? This is not to sound arrogant and overly confident, but to prove that society's disbelief towards women's education has brought gender bias since we are little. When I was 12, I saw my guy friend held his tears because everyone was saying men should not cry and need to be emotionally strong. This proves that society doesn't let men express their feelings, especially sadness, because they will be seen as weak. When I was 14, I found out that body hair for women is a disgrace. Ladies and gentlemen, what if I tell you that I haven't shaved my armpits for months? Judging by your expressions, if not all of you, then most of you are grossed out. But look to your doors right now. Look to your doors. Imagine if someone shirtless with hairy armpits came up to you. You would know it's a man because armpit hair for a man is a gender confirmation, but for a woman, it's a turn off. When I was 16, I watched the movie The Intern. Spoiler alert, it shows about a CEO that built her fashion empire from scratch, but her own position was threatened to be replaced by a man only because she was seen as too emotional. And a risk because she has a child. This proves that even the media represent inequality workplace bias as real. And the more I've spoken about gender equality, the more I realize that fighting for a right I consider human right has too often become synonymous with man hating. If there is one thing I know for certain is that this has to stop. And ladies and gentlemen, there's no one country in the world that can say that they have achieved gender equality, but I am one of the lucky ones. I am very privileged to say that my parents didn't love me less because I was a daughter. My school didn't limit my dreams as a girl. My family didn't thought I would go less far if I would choose not to give birth one day. These people are the gender equality supporters that shape me to believe in equal rights. They might not know it yet, but they are the influencer. They are the ambassadors who are changing the world today. We need more of them because not all men and women receive the same treatment as me. In fact, statistically, very few have been. That's why we need to raise their voice and to influence more people into believing in gender equality. My dear audience, my speech has come to an end. But why did I rip my script off? Because gender equality is not just a piece of paper. It's not just a speech in a piece of paper. It's the idea and ambition behind it. And I'm very happy that most of my audience is a male, not just because the judges and my audience look very dashing this fine morning, but rather the fact that Hillary Clinton in 1997 made a very inspiring speech about equality. Unfortunately, many of the things she wanted to change that day still occurs today. This is because less than 30% of the audience were male. How can we change? How can we make a change in the world when only half of it was in the conversation? So men and women, I would like to take this speech as an invitation to raise voice upon the idea and ambition behind equal rights. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pinkan, for your speech, and your duration time is 5 minutes with 50 seconds. Okay, we will jump into your sample topic. So this is your topics. You have 1 minute to prepare the answer, and then you have 2 minutes to deliver your table topics answers. So the table topics is, what is one thing that happened to you that has made you a stronger person? Your topic is going to, what is one thing that is happened to you that has made you a stronger person? Your 1 minute start from now. Okay, time is up for Pinkan. Please deliver your table topics answer in 2 minutes maximum.
Okay, I agree that the one thing that made me a strong person is my ability to learn from the past and accept my failures, because failure, my dear audience, is not what tears us down, but rather what shapes us. So if you have the ability to learn from your past and accept your failures, you will become a stronger person. You will become a more good person. And also my ability to be able to speak up about certain things I'm not comfortable with. And this relates to my previous speech, which is inequality. In inequality, if you're able to speak up for your problems or your uncomfortableness, you will be able to contribute into making gender equality. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pinkan, for the table topic session. And your session for the semifinal round has ended, has officially ended. For Kak Tito, also Kak Arjun, all educators have 2 minutes for scoring Pinkan's performance. And after this, we will continue to the second participants. Please wait for a minute. Thank you, Pinkan. You may leave the main meeting room.
Thank you very much.
Hai Adra, yang nanti
Yes,
di-disqualified
Arjun.
yang nomor 13 ya?
Yes, namanya Natasha Tiko Alka.
Okay, thank you Adra.
Okay, alright Kak. Okay, so hello Miss Naila, welcome to the semifinal round. Okay, you have time to check your camera, also your microphone first.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, clear.
Can you see me clearly?
Yes, we can see you clearly. Okay, Naila, the committee will start your stopwatch when you are uttered your first word.
Hold
Whenever you're
on. Can I suggest you to move a little bit more back, if possible? Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Men, women, and children. They should have the same opportunity to live and to be able to do the things they need to do and the things they want to do as human beings. Every single human being deserves to have the chance to get the things they want and get the things they need. But they have to work onto something to be able to get those chances, to get those needs. For example, men. They will be the leader of their families. They will work for their livings to have a great future for their family. Women, they will be the leader and advisor of their families. They sometimes work for their livings for their family. Children, they are the growing human beings who deserve the rights to play and to have a proper childhood, so they will grow up to be someone beneficial. To be able to get those needs is not easy. We have to find a job to get those for ourselves and our family. Who should do the job? The adults, men and women. Basically anyone who's ready to have a job in mental and physical aspects. It can be both of the parents. It can be one of the parents. It all depends on the fair decisions that the family have to make. It can be man and or woman. It all depends on the decision that they have to make for themselves. But it's not always that easy to find that opportunity for both men and women in an equal way. Most of the times, women are the ones who are seen sideways. According to the UN stats, men earned 12.5% more than women doing the same task as they do. That happens in 40 countries. Not surprising. I know you've heard about this issue millions of times, but have you heard of the solution that our society had and should have implemented? People think that women are weak and vulnerable and uneducated. But guess who led all of the humans in this world out of the dark and crammed place? Women. As we grow up, we should be more wise and mature about our decisions. We should be more neutral and understanding because of how we've experienced our life. We should do better than the person who did wrong before us, because that's the whole point of growing up, to do better. But it is still very hard for the people, not only in Indonesia, but all over the world, to implement this mindset. These people still think that they have the chance to take advantage of their power to degrade other people. Let's take some examples. Women in Western countries often experience gender inequality because of men's thoughts that are still ignorant and selfish, most of the times full of lust. Men grew up thinking that all women could do is to cook and to wash, when in reality, women have a lot of abilities that we can develop to be something useful, but they don't get the chance to do that. Meanwhile, in Asian countries, culturally, they are considered destined to be a good housewife by society. Therefore, it's way difficult for them to find and improve their ability, even though they actually can, just like the rest of the women in this world. This unequal treatment towards the people is the reason why gender disparity is still happening until this day. The competition of women against men started from how the powerful beings took over and brainwashed the people that someone capable is someone who doesn't someone who doesn't experience menstruation and pregnancy. This is where the thinking that being a housewife is a weak, destined, underestimated, and an easy job begins. In reality, being a housewife is not easy either. It's not easy to control your family, to stay harmonized and organized forever, every single day. The research from Henry Clevin, an economist from Princeton University, stated that a working woman gave birth. After that, a sharp decline in women's earnings occurred. The question is, who can defeat the devil and how? The answer is in one sentence and 4 words. It's the group of people. By uniting and asserting a good and right perspective, we can defeat and dethrone that devil who caused thousands of miseries from their rules. We can unite to demand change, to show the world that by giving equal opportunities can make a good symbol of good revolution. These people are still not ready to accept the fact that women can be better than men in many ways. They are the one who's uneducated and petty, not us. However, the devil is not always someone powerful in the people's eyes. It can be someone who we see and talk to every day. How many times have you heard that by being a man means that it's the easiest things to do? How many times have you heard that by being a woman means that you're not as brave as men? The only person who ever said those words is someone who can sympathize other people who doesn't do the same thing they do. This is why understanding the sides that we haven't understood in the first place is very important. Not only we're able to receive the best results of how powerful we could be by uniting as men and women and just to stop compete against each other, but we're able to understand many perspectives and have a wider range of skills. Communication between both sides is very important. It would expand our thinking and we would have a solution, a better solution for each other, not a solution to degrade other people no matter who they are. I believe that gender disparity is caused by the lack of people's perspective, and it can be fixed by the courage to sympathize each other. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Naila, for the speech performance. Your time duration is 6 minutes, 14 seconds. Okay, we will jump into your table topics. So you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer, and then after that, you may deliver your table topics answer in maximum 2 minutes. So your topics is going to, what is one thing that happened to you in your life that made you feel weak? Your topics is going to, what is one thing that happened to you in your life that made you feel weak? Your 1 minute start from now. Okay, time is up. So Ms. Naila, please deliver your table topics in maximum 2 minutes.
I'm sorry, maximum 2 minutes.
Yes, maximum 2 minutes.
Since I was a little kid, I remember I want this, I want that. Mom, I want this doll, I want this clothes. I am the last girl in my family, the last daughter from my parents. My parents have always tried to give me everything I want. I got spoiled. So when I stepped in high school, I get to face all these problems that I didn't know how to face. Growing up, I always feel powerful. I always feel like I can get everything I want, just as long as I get the support. In 10th grade, I remember it was my first time in a school different than my school before. First time I moved school after 9 years. I remember, what have I done? I can do school. I have an ability to improve, but the people in my environment doesn't support me. The more I grow up, the more they underestimated me. That is the point where I feel the most vulnerable. I feel like I can't do anything, but I kept on going until I am here today doing a competition for myself, not for anyone, but for myself. I have a name and I want to be remembered. I don't want to be vulnerable. So I worked hard and hard to get out from that cave. I don't want to feel the same way I feel in 10th grade. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Naila. So after this, we will continue to the third participants. For Miss Naila, you may leave the main meeting. Okay,
Thank
for
you.
Kak Vito, yeah, most welcome. For Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, all educators may scoring for Miss Naila performance in 2 minutes. Okay, so for Archilovina committee, please spotlight. And then, are you ready? You have time to recheck your camera and your microphone first.
I'm sorry, I think you're breaking up in my laptop.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so for Archilovina, are you ready? So
Yeah.
the committee will start your online stopwatch when you uttered your first word. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Can you see me clearly? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible and we can see you clearly.
Okay, thank you. Gender equality is a human right. Many laws stipulate that men and women have the same rights in terms of education, economics, politics, and even health. But in our everyday life, we often see a different reality. It is caused by emotional thinking factors and habit factors that have been passed down from previous generations. For example, in the education field, do you all know about the program Keluarga Harapan from the government? Keluarga Harapan is mainly for underprivileged family so that their daughter could go to school without any economic reason. But in reality, a lot of young girls who do not go to school are mainly because their parents think that later on they will only become a housewife. Other than that, the current state in the economic field is the majority of women work in the informal sector or low participant women workers. This is due to the fact that many people assume that women's work is just an addition. Then in the health sector, certainly it is not far from safety guarantees. And if we're talking about safety guarantees, it is not far from women trafficking. I bet that you all know about women trafficking. Now, women trafficking and prostitution are still going on until today, mainly for them who are underprivileged and lack education. Lastly, in the political field. In the political field, true, equality has been implemented in many laws. But the emotional thinking factors when people decided to pick the president and the vice president, it still looked dominable to men. When I was 12, I couldn't run as the president of my junior high school student council because of my gender. Actually, my school supported me and I immediately became one of the candidates. But my parents, they didn't allow me just because I'm a girl. At that time, I don't really think much about it. I just went and followed my parents and went with the flow. But as I got older, I started to think that statement was very strange and wrong. And also, I started to think many questions in my head, like, why can't women be leaders? Why is women always left behind a man? Why is gender always an excuse to something? Whereas nowadays, a lot of women actually could be able to outperform men in several fields of education. A lot of women actually sit in the parliament to represent the people's voices. Not a few women also have been able to become the breadwinners of high-income family. And also, there are a lot of women who has been able to work physically, surpassing the jobs that are usually dominated by men. Now, from all of that, I can conclude that we can fight gender inequality starting from an early age. Start to fight gender inequality by telling your close friends and family that gender equality is actually an important thing in your life. Instill them the importance of respecting differences. Instill them about gender equality, and also do not forget to give equal opportunities to boys and girls. Gender equality is not only important in terms of morality and justice, but also it can affect your economic side. It could also strengthen the nation's economy. So, do you want to do that? Let's fight gender inequality starting from right now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Arfilovina, for your speech performance, and your time duration is 5 minutes, 17 seconds. Okay, so after this, we will jump into your table topic session. You have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer, and then after that, you may deliver your table topics answer by maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is going to, is there ever a time when giving up makes sense to you? Your topics is going to, is there ever a time when giving up makes sense to you? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, Miss Devani, time is up. Please deliver your table topics. Answer by maximum 2 minutes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. When I was still in junior high school, I used to do a lot of competition and I used to win a lot. But then as I went to this 9th grade, I failed a lot and it was very embarrassing for me, my friends, my family, and of course to my teacher. So the only best option in my mind at that time was to stop and just give up. That way, I will not be humiliated and I will not feel the feeling of embarrassment and failing. But I was wrong about giving up. By giving up, it means that you have lost in your journey to success. Now, I wanted to tell you guys, all of you, that don't ever give up on something, even if you fail. Failing means that you can improve what you have done wrong. And it's just the way to success. Every other people, successful people, like I'm going to give you an example of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Her book did not get accepted for like a lot of time, but look at her now. She's like the most famous author ever. Even Harry Potter was still iconic until now. So please do not give up on your dreams like me. Thank you very much.
Belum ngomong. Okay, thank you, Miss Devani, for your table topics answer. Your session has officially ended right now. You may leave the main meeting room. Okay, for Kak Vito. Okay.
I'm sorry, can I ask?
Yes, please.
Can we leave the meeting room because I have is the company gonna remind us to join again?
Yes, we will remind you guys to join at the close at the end of the semifinal round. So if you want to leave the waiting room, it's okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you are very welcome. For Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, you may give score for Miss Devani performance. We will jump into the next participant. Okay, so for Miss Mutia Diah Pratiwi, Committee Please Spotlight, are you ready? You have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone first.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Okay, how about that? Judges, always good? Okay. All right, so Miss Mutia, the committee will start your stopwatch when you uttered your first word, whenever you're ready.
How do you feel when you see kids running around playing with their friends? You are happy, aren't you? Ladies and gentlemen, I, medical student, have been studying the diagnosis and treatments for thousands of diseases for the past few years. And one thing about being one who serves people of different ages in the matter of health is that it makes me realize that children and adults are different in the way of expressing their pain. There was a time when I asked a 5-year-old kid where the pain came from, and he just stayed silent. And then I asked his parents for further details of his symptoms. Parents are the most responsible for the health of their own children. To ones who will be fathers and mothers to adorable human beings. Sadly, malnutrition is still one of the biggest problems in all over the world for children. 1 of 3 children suffers from malnutrition. It truly exists in our surroundings. That was a research that I did on my own at my town in 5 different districts. And it turned out that 10% or around 150 children suffered from malnutrition. They were either underweight or stunted, that in the end, it would lead them to be infected to various diseases as their immune system got weaker and they're more prone to bacteria, fungi, and many other pathological microorganisms. And you might think that 10% is not significant, but you know what? Looking at one kid in pain irresistibly makes my heart ache. And how could you be so indifferent towards other 150 children? Ladies and gentlemen, children nutrition can never be neglected as we play a very big role in overcoming a tremendous global health problem quietly hurting children in every inch of this earth. Yes, according to a systematic review, there were 2 big factors related to malnutrition: dietary diversity and the maternal education. The less diverse food a child had and the less education a mother pursued, the more prone a child would be to malnutrition. A child's diet is obviously controlled by parents. What a child eats today totally reflects on what a mother or father buys at the grocery, cooks at the kitchen, and serves to the kid. Therefore, when you go to the supermarket, do not fully stock your refrigerator with nuggets for the sake of simplicity. It may sound simple, yet not that simple to do so. As a matter of fact, almost all of the parents who filled in my questionnaires merely provided one kind of food, such as nuggets or sausages with rice for an entire day. Imagine the future of our upcoming generation is in the hands of those holding sausages every day. Ladies and gentlemen, how we pursue education also greatly affects the nutritional status of our children. A higher degree of education resulted in reducing 25% risk of the children suffering from malnutrition. The nutritional status of our children, on the other hand, also affects the education. Those who suffer from malnutrition will be having difficulties in the process of studying at school. And it will be a vicious circle with no end. Therefore, we need to stop it. Get the highest degree as we can. Well, educate our children that in the long run, we will not see the pain of our offspring to come. To ones who will be fathers and mothers to adorable human beings. The health and education of our children is not a global problem. It might happen in your home or your surroundings. That global term really describes that it happens in millions of houses all over the world. Just be the one who provides happy houses in which kids live healthy and educated. Healthy kids, happy kids. To you, master of the ceremony.
Are you okay?
Are you okay, Miss Mutia?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, so have you ended your speech?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So for Miss Mutia, your duration is 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Okay, we will jump into your table topic session. So you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer, and then after that, please deliver your table topics in maximum 2 minutes. So your topics is going to, what did you learn recently that changed the way you live? Your topics is going to, what did you learn recently that changed the way you live? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, time is up for Miss Mutia. Please deliver your table topics.
To ones who wonder if there are things that happened to me recently that changed my life. I was recently at the obstetric and gynecology department, and it was in the middle of the night. I was still sleepy at that time, and there was this patient coming from an emergency department. And what I realized is that it was her first birth. She was about to deliver her first baby. After finishing the process of the delivery of her first baby, usually you saw that vaginal rupture. And because it was her first time, she cried a lot. Then another patient came, a mother of 5 children. Of course, it was his 6th delivery. But she was different from the first mother that I told you about. She didn't cry when her vagina ruptured. You know why? Because it was her grade. There will always be problems in your life, and we will have to face them. The first mother might cry because it's her first time delivering a baby and it's truly painful. But the second mother just didn't cry because she has encountered this problem again and again. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, problems are always there. We just need to be ready to face it. Grit your teeth and hang in there. And then the rainbow will come. To you, masters of the ceremony.
Okay, thank you, Miss Mutia, for your performance. Okay, you may leave the main meeting room. After this, we will continue to the next participant. For Kavito and Arjun, you may give the score for Miss Mutia.
Sorry, Azra, the time's supposed to be 2 minutes maximum, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be just 2 minutes, Kak,
Okay,
in maximum.
thank you.
Okay, Kak.
Hello, am I audible?
Okay. Yes, you are Miss Jessica for the committee. Don't forget to spotlight. Okay, Miss Jessica, the committee will start your stopwatch when you utter your first word. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's close our eyes. Imagine you're in a hospital, a nurse taking care of a patient. Let me ask you, the nurse must be female, right? And it could be Jane or even Olivia. Wouldn't gonna be John or even Martin. Now imagine a construction site. There are a lot of people working there. But do you spot any female construction worker in your imagination? Do you spot any Blackpink members in there? No, because this is the stereotype we have set in our mind, and this is the problem. Now let's open our eyes. These two images are the perfect examples of gender disparity in this global society. Women are often perceived as soft, caretakers, emotional, while men are strongly perceived as breadwinners, as they often dominate higher positions and riskier occupations. This happens in a lot of cases because we ourselves have set certain stereotypes for certain positions. Take, for example, presidents have to be powerful, charismatic. Therefore, we choose a man for that position. Secretary has to be neat and attractive. Therefore, we choose a woman for that position. We decide this way because we decide who we want to choose before we see the candidates. And this is a problematic gender disparity. It happens a lot in this world, and we need to stop this because we have led all our ideology first before the goals. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of me? Well, I was once branded as cute, unstable, and easy to handle, just like Chihuahua, the little petite puppies. But nobody knows that petite puppies have the biggest drives and fight in them. They won't let go of anything they sink their teeth in. Well, at the time, I was in an organization, and there was a huge project at the time. In 2 consecutive years, this project was spearheaded by men, and no women were supported to take the wheel. But I thought that maybe I could give some changes and development to that project. So I proposed myself to be the person in charge. Of course, I had to went through some disagreement and even arguments that contain of sexist argument. Face it, Jessica, you're just a little girl. You don't have the face of a leader. Well, I calmly replied, yes, of course, I'm just a leader, but have the biggest guts and ideas in this room. Well, by adding a little bit more convincing ideas, I won the vote. I successfully led the team, and we are able to break the record at the time by bringing the most crowd to that event at that certain time. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of us disagree when our son tells us they want to be chefs? Or when our daughters tells us they want to be bodybuilders? We always have the opposite thinking right here in the mind. Bodybuilders are for men and chefs are for women. But this is an outdated ideal. Men are not always the strongest. Women are not always the most artistic. In most families, women cook. But we also have international male chef, the Gordon Ramsay. Is he female? Far from it. He is a happy father, pride of his family. Well, he gets mad sometimes, but when you see him cook, you will see the gentlest smile of a gentleman. Well, Gordon Ramsay is not the only one here. Have you watched the Olympic Games where there are a lot of female athletes that do heavy lifting? There are a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen, and they do it happily. Ladies and gentlemen, we can keep arguing that men and women have different sizes, different bodies, shapes. But in reality is, no matter how fit we are for something, if we never fight hard enough for it, then we will never achieve the things that is worth recognition. Who are we to decide that somebody is not fit for certain position just because he is born male or female. What I know for sure is that whenever one puts his will into something, something great will eventually happen. In thousands of years ago, we will never experience watching male singers or even male dancers. But right now, the world has changed. Even the most popular bands consist of male members. They are BTS, they are the Beatles, and more. Imagine watching them dancing marvelously on the stage with people cheering for them wherever they are. In this world, when no one asks about their masculinity, nobody asks about their sexuality. And in this world, where everyone is happy doing the things that they truly love, who are we, ladies and gentlemen, to decide and to ruin their happiness just because they don't fit our expectations? My name is Jessica, and I believe there are so many more important things than putting certain positions to certain genders. And it is our happiness. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Miss Jessica. Your time duration is 5 minutes, 39 seconds. Okay, so after this, we will jump into your table topic session. You will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answers and after that, please deliver your table topics in maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is going to, in 20 years, what do you want to remember? Your topic is, in 20 years, what do you want to remember? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, time is up for Miss Jessica. Please deliver your table topics.
I was born as the first in my family, the first child of my parents, the first granddaughter of my grandparents. I got really spoiled at the time. Whatever I do, I always get it right. The things that I want, I could get it anytime. And whatever I showed them, they will always be proud of me. And they will always say that I did the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I grew into a certain state where I realized that I couldn't live like that anymore. I live in a circle of families that accept me for who I am. I'm thankful for that, truly. But I reached a state in my life where I feel stagnant, no improvement, until I met a figure in my life. She applied the terms freedom of speech. Well, I have big expectations in the future. I want to do bigger speeches. I want to stand on bigger stage. But how can I do that if someone does not throw me lemons in the first place? If someone doesn't tell me whether what I did is right or wrong? And until I met that person, Michelle, she told me, Jess, you are wrong in this. You have to fix this. Well, after that time, I realized I was so grateful that I met her. And that answers the question. If in the next 20 years, after I achieve all of them, one thing that I will remember most is the freedom of speech that Michelle had applied to me. That we are always wrong and we have to make it right. we are not always right. And ladies and gentlemen, in the future, please be grateful whenever someone throws you a lemon because it helps you grow a lot. And Michelle, I'm thankful for that.
Okay, thank you for Miss Jessica. Your table topics duration is 2 minutes per second. Okay, you may leave the main meeting room right now. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica.
Thank you, judges.
For
Thank
Kak
you.
Vito, yes, please. For Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, you may give score for Miss Jessica performance. Okay, we will continue to the participants number 6.
Is that offer time?
No, Kak, because we have to tolerate it for 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay. Okay. So for
Yes.
the previous one is the one who disqualified.
Yes, she will get a deduction point after this.
Okay.
Okay, so hello, Miss Irene. For the committee, please spotlight the participants. Are you ready? You have time to recheck your camera and your microphone quality first. Okay. Okay, so for Miss Irene, the committee will start your stopwatch when you uttered your first word. So whenever you're ready.
We do believe in you. These words have completely changed my childhood into a cheerful and joyful narrative of life.
I'm sorry, Miss Irene, for stopping your performance. I'm truly sorry. May you recheck your quality of microphone first, because I guess the adjudicators cannot hear your sound clear audible. Yes, make it more louder, please.
Am I too far?
Yes, it's. Can you please make your sounds louder?
Okay, maybe I am too far. Is it okay from this distance?
Yes, it's okay. How about the adjudicators, Kak Vito and Kak Arjun?
Better than the first time.
Okay, better than the first time. Okay, Miss Irene.
We do believe in you. This word had most important thing and had changed my childhood into a cheerful and joyful narrative of life. When I was a kid, my parents always showed me every single thing that personally made me happy. They exposed me to many things that in objective probably will become my talents, or maybe might be one of the things that I would love to do in the future. And they led me to try it and discover by myself. I remember I literally tried everything. I participated in swimming club, enter science and math competition, to arts like enroll in a painting course and vocal group. I remember I even injured my legs because of a martial arts competition. But my all-time favorite was when my parents took me to the theater to watch the drama plays. The dramatic arts stole my attention and I enjoyed them more than anything else. However, just like any other kids, there were moments where I often become less interested and wish for something else. But do you know what my parents say to me when they find out that I become less interested? Instead of complaining because they have prepared everything, they granted my wishes, smiled at me, and say the most powerful words to my heart. We do believe in you. Those words filled my heart with millions of joy and happiness. My parents tried everything to provide us the most supportive environment for me to stimulate that I will become something or someone I would love to be when I grew up. Growing up, not surprisingly, I grew up wanting the dramatic arts, to work in the Broadway theater, work and did a massive set of stage plays. The feeling that finding what I love to do when I was grew up comes from my parents that has supporting me from the very first time. They tried to discover everything I would probably like to do, and they let me to try everything. Everything. It makes me realize that how awesome the impact was when they put their trust in me and pursue and ensuring my true potential. That's why it is very necessary to prioritize our children's needs for education and health because of these three reasons. First thing first, the children are our future generation. We have to prepare and teach them well to show them how to face the future, all the challenges and obstacles, so they will be ready with their armors and weapons to face those wars and creating a better world for them. Second, the life years, or maybe the early years of life, the child's life is the most important for their development, both in spiritual and physical. They have the moment of the golden moment for them to grow in the appropriate place, and in the perfect place they will try to learn, because in their life and their most years they literally can learn anything. Their brain is like absorb every single thing, like knowledge and creative ideas. And lastly, the kids thrive when they provide it in a supporting environment. Appropriate and the right place is the very finest to them. The material and the facilities provide them to try the new things, caring and others, caring and loving from others, provide them to become respectful and appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, the fate of the future generation is on their hand. We, as the previous generation, had one responsibility to teach and prepare them for the future, starting from our family to build a strong primary education from the family. Show your trust in this little child and their mental health will improve well. This is our mission. My parents believed in me. So we must all have to put our trust in these little children and say to them, we do believe in you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Irene, for the performance. Your time duration is 6 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay, we will jump into your table topic session. You will have 1 minute to prepare the table topics answer, and then after that, please deliver the table topics answer in maximum 2 minutes. Your topic is, what do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? Your topic is, what do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? Your one-time preparation start from now. Okay, Miss Irene, time is up. Please deliver your table topics in maximum 2 minutes.
Irene, I told you to go to the gym every day. Now, look, you're not in shape, and I saw your diet is not good as previous diet. That was my personal trainer went in the gym and said to me that he wished that I will become less obesity and my diet, he hopes, much more better than today. I remember that, Mike, this few years has been the most difficult years for me. I was less in shape, eating a poor diet, and less active. And my PT always said through my WhatsApp group, Irene, let's go exercise and come on, do you in shape. If I do this thing again 5 years ago, I will step back and doing my exercise regularly, eating my diet properly, and maybe guessing to my personal trainer about what my bad habit looked like. So within 5 years ago, I wish I could turn back time, but now I cannot do it anymore. But wishing just the perfect and most good health. So if I could wish, what do I do in 5 years ago? I will do much more healthier choice for my diet and lifestyle. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Irene. Your table topics duration is 1 minute and 59 seconds. Okay, for Miss Irene, you may leave the main meeting room.
Thank you.
Okay, most welcome. For Kak Vito and Kak Ajun, you have 2 minutes to give score for the Miss Irene performance. Okay, we will jump into the next participant's performance. So, okay, for participant number 8, Mr. Andrea Nathaniel, committee, please spotlight the participants. For Mr. Andrian, you have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality first.
Can you hear my voice and can you see me?
Yes, you are clearly audible and clearly visible.
Okay.
Maybe do the mic check in your speaking position a bit further away from the camera, just so we can.
Okay. Hello, I'm Andrian. So
yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes.
Thank you.
No. It's
yeah.
prepared speech first.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 minutes for preparation, or?
No, you have 6 minutes in maximum to deliver your prepared speech. And after that, we will continue to your table topic. Okay, Ms. Andrian, the committee will start your stopwatch when you uttered your first word. Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right. Good morning, judges. I would like to share with you all about developing the well-being of children through education at school. I mean, we all know that children have this natural curiosity to discover, explore, experiment, and learn. And it would be fitting to say that school is a place that provides all that, and that children could not wait to get there. But for some, schools have stopped becoming something to look forward to. Some even see that school is something to be feared or resented. I mean, why is that? Is it because it's boring now? Is it because that it's filled with nothing but studying all the time? I've been wondering myself, why? Why on earth do we not have an education system that is more connected, that is more in line with healthy child development. I mean, we all know that teachers and schools out there are doing their very best for child and young people. But the model, the system of education nowadays only sees the child as nothing but an empty pot, waiting to be filled with facts and figures. And then they are tested on how well they memorize all that. This has become somewhat common in many places. Creativity, critical thinking, empathy, and importantly, a positive sense of self are not things that cannot be measured. Those are aspects that can only be seen but cannot be measured. And it's a shame that school cannot be judged based on how well those kids do in those aspects. Mental health concerns, as we know, are everywhere now, in the papers, in the news, you name it, anywhere. And studies have been conducted on how to overcome this illness. Just imagine what happens if schools and families really were doing what researchers told them to, where children can build confidence, independence, relationship, resilience, and responsibility in a safe and supportive environment. What would that look like? Well, I would say it would probably be the perfect place for every child. We can name it an imaginary perfect school. So let me guide you and what that school has in store for us. You know, from the moment that children are born, they need to rely on their parents, from their caregivers, to respond to anything that they do so that children know that they are belong, that they matter. And I believe that these are powerful ingredients for a positive growth. So in my imaginary perfect school, as I mentioned before, every child will be welcome, not just those who are clever, who are well-mannered and speak properly, everyone. And well, it will be different from schools that we see nowadays. The quality of education schools now doesn't seem to come when the only real success is being at the top. Based on what I see, teachers do realize that this is not the way, but they are stuck. They're stuck to their curriculum, where there's so much to cover in a subject that there's not enough time to connect, to care, to form relationships, and learn what is more valuable in life. So how are children ever gonna learn compassion if they don't experience being cared for? It's like asking someone who has never been loved to love. And what does that mean for their future relationships in their own families, in their workplace, in our communities? I mean, we can already see a lack of compassion out there in our streets. This is something that must be kept in mind. Another aspect of development is the drive towards independence and self-determination. Watch a young child try to do things for themselves. As a responsive adult, it is our role to encourage their efforts and pick them up when they stumble or fail. So in my imaginary perfect school, mistakes will be a part of learning. Children will be given choices, encouraged to problem solve, and make good decisions, not only for themselves, but for others. So in my imaginary school, how about we give them responsibility for something? Hmm? Most of us that I see are they underestimate what kids can do, what kids can come up with when they are given the chance. They are able to do big or even great things in life. After all, they are the future of our country. So it is important that they have to be in our full attention. Besides all that, what about the negative emotions that come in school? Negative emotions like anxiety, for example. It shut it shuts down thinking. So it kind of makes sense that schools are encouraged to push their children to have a positive mindset because it opens up cognitive pathways. Where a school becomes an enjoyable place to be, children can feel safe and grow well. They can grow emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Without that, they can't try, they can't reach and try new things. So in my imaginary perfect school, no child will feel scared or belittled, and no child will be labeled negatively. Instead, each will be accepted for who they are, and the aim of the school will be for each to be the best person that they can be, not an idealized version of a perfect person. No. And most importantly, proud of who they are as well as what they do. So, in conclusion, we need to look again for a fresh aspiration at our education, one in which every child is valued and well-being is the heart. It is the heart that determines what happens in school. With that, school can treat every child with their own unique strength, with their own unique quirks, with their own weakness and ideas. They are worthy of our time and worthy of our best endeavors. And when we do that, not only that we have more individual children that's flourishing and be better who we are, but also for our community and our future society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrian, for your performance. So your durations for the speech performance is 7 minutes and 28 seconds. Okay, after this, we will jump into your table topic session. In this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare the table topics answer. And then after that, please deliver your table topics answer by maximum 2 minutes.
Can I ask question, please?
Yes, please.
I can't help but remember that when we do our prepared speech, you said that the committee will give a time buzzer or something that to remind us how long we've been speaking.
Yes, we already give your the committee already give your signals through the chat section Zoom chat section. I mean.
In what? I didn't.
Chat section Zoom.
What? In the chats. Oh.
Yes, we already.
I really thought that you would maybe buzz or something because I was too concentrated on my speech but it's okay. It's okay. I'm just I didn't notice that.
Okay, Miss Andrian. Okay, we are so sorry, but in the technical meetings before, we already restate that the committee will give the time signal to the private chat Zoom section. Okay. Okay. Can we move into your table topic session?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay. So don't forget you will have 1 minute to prepare the answer and then please deliver by maximum 2 minutes. By maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is when you are 80 years old, what will matter to you the most?
80.
The topic is when you are 80 years old later, what will matter to you the most?
80.
80. Yes, 80. Okay. Your 1 minute preparation start from now.
80 years old, yeah. So this is the preparation, right?
Yes, this is the preparation time.
The question is, when I was 80, what do I want?
Yes, what is the matter for you?
Okay, what matters the most? All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good one.
Okay, time is up, Mr. Andrian. You may deliver your answers in maximum 2 minutes.
Okay, so the question was, when I am 80 years old, what do I want? Well, I always imagine myself as a family man. I dream of that. Be someone that, as a father, who can raise their kids, either son or daughter, and raise them beautifully and be proud of them in what they do, who they are, regardless. But as I grow old, I always see that, well, you know, when I talk with my grandfather, he's now probably 70 years old right now. He always talks a lot. He always talks a lot. He always tells us how his day was without me even asking. I see that as something that most old people, they have this desire to just communicate. Most people out most people out there right now, they don't have someone to talk to. I mean, yes, in marriage, if you are lucky to have a wife, but if you don't have someone, all your friends are gone. We long for that. We want that communication. So yes, if I was 80 years old, I would long for that. I would want for that because I have nothing else to do, right? Besides, well, speak, eat, repeat. No, to communicate, to talk to someone, tell them how our day was, sharing my experience to someone. That to me is special, and I hope I can get that and still have my kids come over. So family and communication to me is what matters the most. Yes, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrian. Your table topics duration is 1 minute and 41 seconds. Okay, your session has officially ended. You may leave the main meeting right now. Thank you, Mr. Andrian.
Okay. Thank you, comedian. Thank you, judges.
Okay, for all judges, this is your time to give score for Mr. Andrian for Mr. Andrian performance. We will jump into the next participant. Okay, so participant number 9, Miss Sharon. Okay, you have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality. Please speak in your speaking position.
Okay. Test, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Is it clear enough?
Yes, you are clearly audible and clearly visible.
Thank you.
Okay, for Miss Sharon, you will have 6 minutes in maximum to deliver your prepared speech. Don't forget that your tolerate time only 30 seconds. So if you violate these rules, then the committee will deduct your point at the end of the scoring. And the committee will give you time warning signals through this online stopwatch, also through private chat section Zoom. Okay. Okay. We will start your stopwatch when you utter your first word. Whenever you're ready.
Do you think human rights are already achieved by every human? According to the International Human Rights Law, human has the rights to an adequate standard of living and to the highest attainable standards of physical and mental well-being. By knowing this, we realize that everyone has the rights to take every opportunities available to build their life. But most of the times, why are women expected to stay at home rather than pursuing a career? Why are women still paid less than men? Why do some families prohibit their daughters from pursuing higher education? Aren't those violations to human rights? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the results of gender disparities. Gender disparities is defined as the differences of treatments and views of individuals merely based on their gender, which result to the inequality of opportunities that can be taken. Gender disparities and inequality are constructed in our society, with males, on average, better positioned in social, economic, and political hierarchies. We cannot deny the fact that women are the more oppressed gender. If you still find this hard to believe, I will now deliver some factual examples. Women make up fewer elected representatives in most rural councils. In Asia, this ranges between 1.6% in Sri Lanka and 31% in Pakistan. Not only until 1920 could women vote in the USA. In the economic sector, women's average wages are lower than men's in both rural and urban areas. Have you ever wondered how much money the average woman make per dollar a man earns? It actually varies depending on each country. In Israel, women earns 81 cents for every dollar a man does. While in South Korea, it is only 65 cents. Now, can you imagine how many people are illiterate in the world? It is 796 million, and women make up more than 2/3 of it. Another example is that, according to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 women globally experiences sexual violence. And it is even sadder to hear that the ones most at risk are younger girls. Women have strived for gender equality for years. Many women's movements are conducted in various countries. Then, why does gender inequality still occur? Have women not fought enough? Factually, women have never stopped fighting. However, their effort is almost useless because what they're fighting against is a social system called patriarchy, which has existed in our society since around 6,000 years ago. Patriarchy puts men as the superior. Their superiority can be seen from their privilege in social, education, law, political, and many other areas. Since a global study conducted in 2017 reported that women are perceived as the inferior, gender equality seems too impossible to be fully achieved. The mindset that women are inferior to men has unfortunately been engraved in many people's minds since they were children. They are exposed to patriarchal views on a daily basis. Some men even believe with their whole heart that they should always be better than a woman in everything. They should take full control in the family's decision making and will never let a woman speak their opinions because it will always be unimportant to them. Some women are conditioned to choose between being a housewife or a career woman, despite their chances to get achievements in life. This is also due to their feeling of being inferior to men. This feeling leads them to the fear of fulfilling their need to live their dream life. Patriarchal views are firstly grown at home. Parents, as the primary educator, determine whether their children will have patriarchal mindset or not. Do parents teach their daughters that a girl should always be quiet and not expressive, or that a girl can bravely deliver her opinions? Do parents teach their sons that boys shouldn't cry because it's a sign of weakness, or that emotion is a natural thing for a human to have? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it all starts at home. How children are raised is the key to end gender inequality. If parents teach children to view all people as equal, our global society will not have to deal with gender inequality anymore. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sharon, for your performance. So your prepared speech performance duration is 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay, now we will jump into your table topic session. In this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare your answer. And then after that, please deliver your table topics answer by maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is, what would you regret not fully doing, being, or having in your life? Your topic is, what would you regret not fully doing, being, or having in your life? Your 1 minute preparation time start from now. All right, time is up. Ms. Sharon, please deliver your table topics answer in maximum 2 minutes.
What I would regret not having in my life is my education. Taking and pursuing a high education is one of my main goals in life. I believe education is the main base of everyone's accomplishment in life. With education, they have the information to go on the world and have a clear purpose in life. When they have and pursue education, they can look at the world in a wider and open eye. And they can become a warrior in society, which helps make the world a better place. I would regret not having my childhood being focused on education, because even though I know that education is not the only thing that is important for a human to have, I believe that it is the fundamental of how someone think and how someone act, how someone make decision. It also helps to practice how you will face the world in the future. So I know that what I need to do and to do with my life in order to not regret anything in my life is to always focus on my education and maintain a good, healthy relationship between myself and my opportunity to take and pursue education. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sharon. Your table topics duration is 1 minute and 27 seconds. All right, Ms. Sharon, your session has officially ended. You may leave the main meeting room right now.
Thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome. For Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, please give scores for Ms. Sharon's performance.
Kok lupa sih?
Yes, gimana Kak Arjun?
Kok lupa nama gue?
Iya, maaf Kak, tiba-tiba ngeblank.
It's okay, I'm just messing around.
Okay, Kak. All right. We will continue to the next participant, number 10. Okay, for Miss Nabila, are you ready? You have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality first. Committee, please spotlight Miss Nabila. Okay, thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are clearly audible.
Could you try again in your speaking position, just so we can check?
Hello?
Nabila, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Can you mic test in your speaking position?
Hello?
Could you test your mic in your speaking position?
What does that mean?
Coba ngomong di posisi perform Kak Nabila.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello,
Yep.
internet viewers.
Boleh.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, for Miss Nabila, you have 6 minutes with 30 seconds extra to end your speech, and the committee will start your first watch when you utter your first word. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Internet viewers, when we want to get something, we must sacrifice something, right? But what if that something is by risking a human life? Internet viewers. Now, thankfully and hopefully, this COVID-19 situation will end. And we all shall and should be grateful, because seeing this in our country means that we will face an era of technology, an era of online and offline meetups combination, and an era of the growth and development in this nation. So, are we going to see flying cars next year? Let's not held our hope that high, because this situation is not fully recovered yet due to our massive long-term build-ups and issues or solution by the society and the government. You see, before COVID-19 strikes, we all live normally and happily with freedom and fresh air. We all share love by laughters, talking, hugs. And then eventually, when COVID-19 strikes, all of these were slower, stopped, and stuck on track. We are all covered and hovers with self-isolation and the toll of the government to stay at home, remain at home, work from home, live at home, and be at home for more than a year. Now, I know that we all are living pretty much not that suffered due to COVID-19 because we are sheltered and with these features and support around us. But what about those who couldn't? Those who still outside? Those who aren't supported? And so, unfortunately, it seems that these people, the laborers, didn't survive because of loving their children too much that they risk their own. It's just because of feeding their children. It is the economical issues, and that's what slows everything down in the society. I know it's sad, but it's true. This is what the world is. Now, we are now waiting for this phase to arrive, which is the next future work, the future dreams, the future vision and mission. And here comes the problem that arrived, which is COVID-19, that was and still is here, but that we have to attack back with vaccination as a protection. However, it isn't a prevention for the job sites. And this means that we can help these problems out with youth and also the authorities all together, so that it's hands in hands on helping this ginormous virus. Now, firstly, as a youth, we can actually build a business. We can build a palace for these lives because we are titled, stabled, and officialed as a student on the elderlies that can help out. Like, you can introduce them through technology, online platforms. You can upgrade their skills that they have, promotion spots, and also serve others via online. On the other hand, is by sharing information, spreading information regarding about COVID-19 and job sites to just support their economical side. Even this part can risk ourselves into this dangerous situation, although youth is stronger than elders, and that's why we are named by volunteer. By the end, I notice that this COVID-19 create a terrible disaster. But we can help out to protect and prevent this. Because it is very scary if we just let them dive into the danger of COVID-19 for others in risking your own life. Everyone, lives matters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nabila, for your performance. So your duration is 6 minutes with 33 seconds. Okay. After this, we will move to your table topic session. Please keep in mind that you have 1 minute to prepare your table topic answer. And then after that, you may deliver your table topic answer by maximum 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So your topic is, in your point of view, if we can learn from our mistakes, why are we always so afraid to make a mistake? Your topic is, in your point of view, if we can learn from our mistakes, why are we always so afraid to make a mistake? Your 1 minute preparation starts from now. Alright, time is up, Miss Nabila. Please deliver your table topic answer in maximum 2 minutes.
Internet viewers, there is no such things as being afraid, being scared, especially towards a conclusion or something that you need to actually take action in it. What is the fact is that we don't want to face the consequences. We don't want to face the risk. As an example, I'm actually afraid of swimming. That's because I can intentionally drown if I swim. And so, that consequences that I hold here means that I don't want to drown because I can't breathe, and for worse scenarios, which I can also die from not breathing. So by the end, learning mistakes can sometimes be declined, can sometimes be not accepted if you don't want to go into the risk. Because there's always another way. Like other people said, if you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. If you can't crawl, then swim. And there are other things and action that we can do just to keep moving forwards. So we do learn our mistakes, but we don't take the consequences because it will affect us furthermore. And it's okay to be and also to take that action of declining. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Nabila. Your table topic duration is 2 minutes. Okay, your session has officially over. You may leave the meeting room right now.
Okay, thank you, committee. Thank you, judges.
All right, you are very welcome. Okay, for Kapito, also Arjun, please give score to Miss Nabila's performance. We will continue to the next participant's performance.
Azra, sorry, can we have
Yes.
like a toilet break first before we continue to the next participants?
Pardon me, gimana Kak? Apa tadi?
Can we have
A
a
break time?
toilet break, yeah, first before we
Yes,
continue?
yes, you are Kak Vito. If you want to go to the toilet right now, it's okay.
So, like, how much time do I get?
Since Miss Istiana still connected her audio, maybe it's 5 minutes enough.
Okay, sure. 5 minutes, yeah.
Sure,
I'll be
all
back
right.
like faster
Yes.
than that. Thank you.
Okay, Kak. All right. Okay, to the committee, please give private chat to Miss Istiana so she can connect to her audio as soon as possible for Miss Istiana. Okay, for Miss Istiana, please wait for a while because the adjudicators need to go to the restroom first. And for Miss Istiana, you have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality. Maybe you can activate your microphone and your camera right now, so we can make sure that your internet connection is stable and you might be able to clearly audible. Hello, Miss Istiana.
All right, I'm back.
Hi, Kavita. Okay, you're still trying to contact the next participants. Hello, Miss Istiana. Can you hear committee's voice clearly? Can you hear us? This is your second time. Okay. Last call for Miss Istiana. Hello, can you please respond to the committee's voice? Can you please activate your microphone and then your camera and start your session? Okay, you are unable to unmute yourself. Okay, that's okay, but we will put your performance into the last turn, yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Istiana. You may leave the main meeting room and then just fix your internet connection first, or maybe your device. And then after that, after the last performance of participants, we will back into your turn. Yeah, thank you, Miss Istiana. For the committee, please put Miss Istiana back to the waiting room. Okay, judges, we will continue to the next participants, which is participant number 12. Okay. Okay, hello, Miss Widya Ningsi.
Hello.
Committee. Yes, the spotlight. Thank you. All right, you have time to recheck your camera and your microphone first. Can you please speak? Can you please talk in your speaking position?
Okay. Good afternoon, the judges.
Okay. Okay. We can hear you clearly. Okay, Miss Widya Ningsi, your time is 6 minutes with 30 seconds extra to end your speech, and the committee will start your stopwatch when you uttered your first word. Whenever you're ready.
When children are healthy, they will have a chance to taste the education. When children are healthy, they will have no fear to show their power. When children are healthy, they will know what to do to help the unhealthy children to be healthy. How? By educating each other. Ladies and gentlemen, this pandemic has given a serious impact to the children's health physically, also mentally. It is not only because of the virus, it is also because of the environment and the pressure. Apparently, my recent research has shown me that the poverty rate in the world has increased 10% by August this year. The crisis makes it difficult for poor people to get a proper, healthy, and decent food. The children's meals are getting uncontrolled and ended up being malnutrition. On another side, physical health of a child will directly affect their mental health. And mental health is one of the contributing factors to achieve a better education. Meanwhile, this pandemic has taken nearly 80% of children's opportunity in getting a proper education. Young students should enjoy their beginner school and develop and then explore their knowledge for their brighter future. Unfortunately, they only stare at their screen and they study only to pass the exam without really knowing what is the value of having a good education. Yes, we did it too. We stare at our screen mostly for our work and school. But are we going to stay like this forever? Are we going to let the children to study only to get the highest grade? I would definitely say no. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that this problem has to stop. We can start by educate the children, educate the parents, the family, tell them how important it is to have a good nutrition for our body. Tell them how important it is to have a healthy food. Tell them to start to care about their protein, mineral, vitamin, water, calcium, and health. And tell them that a portion of a good food will direct you to a healthier life. The next step is to provide a stronger primary school. Make the students learn, not just watch. Make the students think, not just imagine. And make the students care, not just know. A proper primary school will also teach the students how to take care of our mental health along with our body nutrition. Lastly, we cannot just wait to other people to make a movement. We start the movement. If you care about the starving children, feed them. If you think you have more things to share, share them. Don't hesitate, just go, just do it. It is better to be a healthy public figure instead of just a wealthy public figure. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, The children you see around you might look just fine. But in different states of the world, there are still plenty children being careless about their health and education. Meanwhile, they are the ones who should be the healthiest group today because they are the future of this universe. Thus, it is also the right moment to start to care about them, to make them healthier, provide a better education. Even if you are afraid of taking a good education or you are afraid of taking a serious action, it is time to ask yourself, if not me, who? If not now, when? Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widyaningsi, for your speech performance, and your duration is 5 minutes with 17 seconds. Okay, so right now we will jump into your table topic session. Please keep in mind that in this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer. And then after that, please deliver your table topics answer in maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is it more important to do what you love or to love what you are doing? The topic is it more important to do what you love or to love what you are doing? Your 1 minute preparation starts from now. Okay, Miss Widyaningsi, time is up. Please deliver your table topics answer by maximum 2 minutes.
For me, it is more important to do what you love, to love what you do first. Yeah, because love is the language of the universe. When you love something, it means you put every effort on what you do. You put every effort. You do it by your maximum energy. And if you really focus on what you do because you love it, it means you will have the value. You will understand why you do it. Yeah. And if you love something, everything start by loving something. It seems are you loving person. If you want to get more into that person, you love it first. If you want to be better at the job, you love the job first. And if you already love the job and you already see the value of that job, you will understand why you should do that job. And if you already understand why you love the job, then it is a part of something you like or something you love. Then it is time for you to do what you love. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widyaningsi. Your table topic duration is 1 minute and 22 seconds. Okay, your session has officially over. You may leave the main meeting room right now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Widyaningsi. For Kavito and also Kak Arjun, it's your time to give score for Miss Widyaningsi performance. Okay. We will prepare to the next participants' performance. Okay, please wait a minute ya, kakak-kakak, the participants. All right. Okay, so here you go. Participants number 14, Mr. Dennis. You have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality first. So you may activate your microphone and your camera right now. Okay, committee, please spotlight the participants. Yes.
Kak, sebentar ya Kak. Ini
Yes,
lagi.
yes, just take your time.
Sebentar. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's. Kok nggak mau? Zoom-nya kok nggak bisa full screen ya? Mana dia? Okay. Nah.
Okay.
Screen. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, please talk in your speaking position so you can make sure your voice.
Can you hear me, Danish?
Yes, yes.
I would suggest you to turn off your virtual background because it's making it hard to see you sometimes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Would you try that?
Yep. Wait a minute. Choose virtual background to none. Okay. Can see it now, right?
Maybe you
Clear?
can try test your speaking position or performing position.
Okay. A minute. Okay. Okay.
Can you try speak from there?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
Is good? Is this
It's
position
clear.
good?
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
clear for me.
Everyone good?
Okay. Yes, thank you, Mr. Danis. You will have 6 minutes with 30 extra seconds to end your speech. The committee will start your stopwatch when you uttered your first word. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, who would have thought that there will be a life-threatening virus in this world? Well, even the world itself cannot predict or expect such a disaster. But here we are, COVID-19 and the coronavirus has already forced us to make changes to the world drastically, up to the point where people are getting jobless, including in Indonesia. Unfortunately, Indonesia itself has struck with the major impact of COVID-19 itself, including the economic sector. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, people are getting jobless. People are struggling to maintain their position in a company. People are struggling so much that they need to ensure an amount of money to ensure their position in a company. But other than that, more importantly, we as a human resources need to be more sophisticated in being in this position in the pandemic, because we need to be able to fight and to be better in repelling this COVID-19 pandemic. By considering the international companies that already started the digitalization era, we, as the human resources in Indonesia, need to elevate ourselves in the soft skills that required in the COVID-19 era. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing to you 4 steps, which are DARE, also known as DARE for short, because we need to dare to challenge the COVID-19 itself. Now, the first step is digital literacy. Well, according to the Western Sydney University, said that digital literacy is the phase when you or someone else is actually capable of live, learn, and work while getting the materials that you need from the internet. And not only that, by being digital literate, we as the human resources can compare ourselves to other countries that have the same human resources. So in that case, we can learn and elevate our potency. Speaking of potency, we can actually accelerate our soft skills or the skills that you need. Now, there are many ways that we can do to elevate our potency and our skills. So, but one thing's for sure, that we need to join relevant and positive actions, such as joining competitions, seminars, or any kinds of workshops that can elevate our potency and our skills. And then the next one is we need to be ready to be an adaptive and creative person, because companies need someone who is adaptable and really can take the work that given to them. So by being creative is actually crucial to maintain your position in a company. And last but not least is to encourage ourselves to be a lot more flexible and independent. Because by being independent and flexible, we can actually be a lot more confident in ourselves in using every kind of chances that are given to us. So ladies and gentlemen, we as the human resources of Indonesia need to be a lot more sophisticated and adaptable. Because even if the world turned again 180 degrees, we as the human resources are not afraid to face it and defeat. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Danis, for the speech performance. Your duration is 5 minutes with 11 seconds. Okay. Now we will move into your table topic session. Please keep in mind that in this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer. And then after that, please deliver to us your table topic answer in maximum 2 minutes. So your topic is, what is something you wish you had done earlier in life? Your topic is, what is something you wish you had done earlier in life? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, time is up, Mr. Dennis. Right now, please deliver your table topics answer, and don't forget your maximum time is 2 minutes.
Please. Bentar, Kak. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, is there anything that we need to learn earlier, especially from our childhood? Well, for me, there is one, which is time management. Well, here I am standing here as a 15-year-old teen with a lot to do and consider. There was this time when I was around 6 years old, when that is when I went to elementary school. Well, in elementary school, I had a private teacher. Now, this private teacher was the best teacher I could find, especially for math materials. Now, I also love some fun, as all elementary schoolers did. But there's one thing I'm really regretting up until now, is time management. Well, time management might not sound really cool or really bad for some reason, but this is really crucial for me because there is this one time where my teacher and my friend came up at one time. One crucial time or one moment that really makes an entire day disastrous because I had to be punished by my mom. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want any disastrous moments in your life, please keep your time on the clock. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dennis. Your table topics duration is 1 minute and 45 seconds. Okay, your session has officially over. You may leave the main meeting room right now. Thank you, Mr. Dennis.
Welcome, Kak.
Okay, for Kavito and Kak Arjun, please give score to Mr. Dennis' performance, and we will continue to the next participant's performance. Okay. Okay, so the next participants, which is participants number 15, Miss Safira. You have time to recheck your camera, also your microphone quality. Committee play spotlight, Miss Safira. Okay, good. Okay.
Can I have a minute first, please?
Yes, just take your time. Okay, could you please talk in your speaking position so you can check your voice quality?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for Ms. Safira, you will have 6 minutes with 30 seconds extra to end your speech, and the stopwatch will begin when you've uttered your first word. Whenever you're ready.
If I'm asked, how would I define gender equality based on my perspective, I would say that it is a right that gives women the opportunity to be able to be who they are and whatever they want to be, and not to be told that they cannot do that because of their gender. Yes, I specifically said women there, because if we say that both men and women are equal right now, that would be a complete lie. Why would I say that? Because just a few weeks ago, I was told that I cannot be a surgeon, a dream of mine since I was a little kid, just because I'm a girl. Who will take care of your children if you're busy, they said. Let me turn the table around. If that's a boy who says that he wants to be a surgeon, will he be told that he cannot do that because if he's busy, who is going to take care of his children? I don't think so. And to me, that is the whole issue of gender inequality, the mindset of our people. Let's not talk about the big things like economic development or political statements. It's no use because we can see the problem in our global equality only in a simple thing like a child's dream. It's not fair. It's not fair for a woman to not be able to pursue their dream because they're a woman. It's not fair that there's a limitation of a girl to pursue their goal because they would seem selfish. We're all born in this world as one. Then why are there restrictions? Why is women unable to do that? This is not a direct attack to men. Don't see this as attack to men because I'm a woman and I say this to men. No, because we know that sometimes those statements come up from another woman's mouth. Now that is the whole issue, the perspective. The thing I need to highlight here is that women empowerment is not men hating. Fighting for gender equality is not about women wanting to have a higher position than men. No, we want to have the exact same rights and opportunities that women have. Myself and other girls never want or never asked to be born as a girl. And I believe none of us is able to ask if we want to be born as a girl or a boy. And that is the whole issue. If we're both born as men and women, we all need to have the same opportunity, the same rights, because we're all the same. If you asked me, what is the problem? What is the reason of gender inequality? I don't think I can answer that. And I don't think anyone can give an on-point answer because there's no fundamental reason. There's no fundamental reason about gender inequality. It is always about the mindset that we create before that women is below men. It is a mindset that was passed on from the previous generation to another generation and now to our generation. So that must change. That must change now. And women empowerment or gender equality or whatever you want to say that, it's not a fight for women to another woman. It is a fight of all of us. Men should be shouting about this issue because it is also important. We're all the same. We breathe the same air. We're all humans. So no one is above the other. No gender's rights is above the other. And that is the mindset that we need to create right now. We have the power to create that movement, to create that change in our generation, to respect both men and women in the same equal rights. And whatever was said before, whatever mindset that was created in our past generation must change for good. Because as Angela Polenta said, gender parity is not just good for women, it is good for our society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Safira, for the performance. So your times for the prepared speech performance is 5 minutes with 10 seconds. Okay, right now we will jump into your table topic session. Please keep in mind that in this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topics answer. And then after that, please deliver to us your table topic answers in maximum 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So your topic is it ever right to do the wrong thing? And is it ever wrong to do the right thing? Your topic is it ever right to do the wrong thing? And is it ever wrong to do the right thing? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, time is up. For Miss Safira, please deliver a table topic answer in maximum 2 minutes.
Talking about right and wrong is hard. I'm personally one of those who always believe that in life, there's only two sides, the good and the bad, the right and the wrong. But a few months ago, I believe, I realized that life is not as simple as which one is right, which one is wrong, which one is doing the right thing, which one is doing the bad thing. No, there are certain circumstances that force us to choose the good or the bad, whether to choose maybe sometimes the bad. None of us is a saint, I believe. None of us always do the good things. None of us always do the bad things. For an example, when we have a secret and a person asks us to spill that, well, maybe that secret would be life-changing to that person. Personally, for me, I would choose not to say that because I already promised not to spill that. But that leaves us a question. Do I do the great thing? Do I do the good thing? Is it right for me not to do that? That answer can only be answered by ourselves, whether it's yes or no. But personally, for me, there are the good things that can be seen from the bad side. There are the bad things that we can see from good sides. But again, it depends on the circumstances and how we see that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Safira. Your table topics time is 1 minute and 45 seconds. Okay, your session has officially over. You may leave the main meeting room right now. Thank you, Miss Safira.
Thank you.
Okay, for Kapita and Karjun, please give score to Miss Safira performance. Okay, to all of the judges, we are still have 2 participants, which is the participants that unfortunately we have to put in the last turn. So there are participants number 11 and participants number 7. Okay, for Miss Istiana, hello. For the committee, please send the private chat to Miss Istiana so that, okay, thank you.
Hello.
Okay, yes, hello, Miss Istiana. You may activate your microphone and your camera right now. Okay. You will have time to recheck the quality. Maybe you can talk in your speaking position, please.
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Yes, we need to recheck your microphone and your camera quality. So maybe you can try to talk in your speaking position. Yes.
Hello? Is this clear?
Okay. How about that, all adjudicators? Is Miss Istiana good? Okay. Okay, for Miss Istiana. Okay, you will have 6 minutes with 30 extra seconds to end your speech. And the committee will start the stopwatch when you uttered your first word. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Gender equality is the most common topic to be talked about in classes, competitions, or even in politics. But why does it seem like we're nowhere close to having a conclusion to this matter? Ladies and gentlemen, growing up as the only female descendant in my family, there are times when I receive some unintentional difference of treatment that my parents give to me and my brother. I've always believed that it's just how it's supposed to be, that I'm supposed to
follow the rules, that I'm supposed to be a soft human being, or that it's normal for things such as catcalling to happen to me. For those of you who don't know, catcalling is a form of street harassment when somebody makes us whistle, shout, or comments of a sexual nature to you passing by. According to UNICEF, it is a universal experience where 88% of every woman in every country in the world have experienced it at least once in their lifetime. Catcalling culture has been passed on from one generation to another generation until it became too invisible to fix in the modern society. Let me give you an example. Over a year ago, I was sitting patiently at a motorbike service center when a random guy suddenly approached me, looked at me from head to toe, and said, "You look very beautiful." Back in my hometown, girls around your age are already getting proposed. No hi, no hello, nothing. And mind you, I was 15 at the time. I was alone. I had no acquaintance with me, and I didn't know who this person was. So I did nothing inappropriate but wait for my motorbike to get fixed. When I got home, I told both my mom and brother what happened. There was a significant difference to their response. My mother responded with, "What did he look like? Did he say anything more or do anything more to you?" Well, my brother, he responded with a laugh and said that he was just kidding. Don't worry about it. At that moment, I realized that privilege is invisible to those who have it. It's so easy for my brother to say that to me because he listened to my story from his perspective, asking me to be in his shoes. He didn't understand the anger and the confusion I get when I experience that. He didn't understand because only 1 out of 9 men in the world has experienced such harassment. He didn't understand because he had privilege that most women don't. Ladies and gentlemen, personally speaking, there is nothing wrong with having privilege as long as you are aware of it and you know what to do with it. My brother unconsciously laughed and said those words to me, even though I'm his sister, because it is invisible for him to see his privilege as an adult male. I think this is the reason why gender equality remains unsolved to this day. Because gender equality requires those who have privilege to be aware of their advantages and to use those advantages to protect the vulnerable ones. I repeat, gender equality requires those who have the privilege to be aware of their advantages and to use those advantages to protect the vulnerable ones. If men keep denying their privilege and asking us women to overcome our struggles using their privileged behaviors, then gender equality will only become a fantasy. Taking everything into account, remember to be aware of the privilege that you have as a human being to protect other human beings. Be protective of others using your privilege and save them from inequality. Being aware of your privilege is the first step to break the normalized cycle of inequality, using your privilege to create an environment where gender equality is accessible for everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Istiana, for the performance. So your prepared speech performance time is 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay, right now we will move into your table topic session. Please keep in mind that in this session, you will have 1 minute to prepare your table topic answer. And then after that, please deliver to us your table topic answer in maximum 2 minutes. Okay, So your topic is, if you could repeat your life all over again, would you change anything? Your topic is, if you could repeat your life all over again, would you change anything? Your 1 minute preparation start from now. Okay, Miss Istiana, your time is up. Please deliver a table topic answer in maximum 2 minutes.
If I could change my whole life all over again, would I? I'm sorry. If I could restart my whole life, would I want to change anything? That is such an interesting question. During this pandemic, I've always been a kind of person to reminiscing, to love reminiscing the good old days, the days of my junior high school when I loved to watch concerts or hang out with my friends, or basically just living my life as a normal human being. No one knows in this world that this pandemic was about to happen. So if I was asked to whether I want to change anything, yes, I'd like to change something, and that is to not take anything for granted. For example, I used to watch concert, and when I was looking for a parking lot, there was so much people. There were so many people, and it was such a crowded place. And I got so stressed. But now that I think of it, it was such a beautiful experience because I was with my friends. I was hanging out with my friends. And if I were given a chance to move back to that time, I would definitely pay attention to every single thing that happened to me instead of just mumbling out and stressing everyone around me. Because all I have ever learned in this pandemic is to not take anything for granted. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Istiana. So your table topics time is 1 minute and 56 seconds. Okay, your session has officially over. You may just remain in the main meeting room. Maybe if you want to turn off your camera and to mute yourself, it's okay, because after this we will jump into the next session. Okay, for educators, yeah, you are very welcome. Okay, for all adjudicators, Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, honestly, we still have one participant, but unfortunately, we cannot contact her more than 3 times. So we have to disqualify her as the semifinalist. So sorry. So there are in total just 13 participants as a semifinalist. Okay, Kak, after this, all participants will go back in this Zoom meeting, and Kak Vito, also Kak Arjun, might deliver your general feedback for all the semifinalists. But before that, maybe if Kak Vito and Kak Arjun want to take a break or just go to the restroom or drink, just feel free. We will start the session in 5 minutes, ya. Thank you, Kak. Okay, for all participants, also educators, we will start the general feedback from educators at in 2 minutes. Yeah, we're still waiting other participants to join the meeting. Thank you. Okay, welcome back all semi-finalists of speech competition EIA XX 2021, also the honorable educators, Kavita and Arjun. Hello guys, how's your feeling after the performance? So maybe for all participants, feel free to activate your camera so we can just, spread the direct interaction spikes. Okay, thank you, with Kak Widyaningsi, Kak Jessica. For the rest of participants, just feel free to activate your camera right now. Okay, so after the performance sessions of all participants has already over, then right now we will move into the general feedback from all adjudicators, which is Kapito and also Kak Arjun. So the first adjudicators, maybe from Kapito first, maybe the first one. Would you like to deliver your general feedback first to all the semifinalists? Okay, so
Sure.
Kapito, time is yours.
Okay, so thank you, Azra, and good morning to Arjun as well and all of the participants. Well, I'm feeling content today because all the top 15 are so great. You guys did such a great job, and that was a great and very, what is it? A very intense performance from all of you. Yeah. I probably have a lot of notes for you guys, but maybe I'm going to wrap up a lot of this the stacks of comments into several points only. One biggest thing that I want to address is you have to be aware that the prepared speech, I mean, like the speech one and the table topic is a different thing. So do not forget to reset. Yeah, it sounds like you're continuing your first speech and try to combine with the second speech. I mean, like that was a different thing. I guess that all of you already do some research before about the table topic one, right? So I assume that all of you already understand what is the table topic, table topic master stuff. Yeah. So do not forget to reset because it's a different thing. We don't expect you to be, it's just to make it as your additional speech. No, but it's a different thing. Yeah. So that's the first one. And then the second one, you have to be relaxed, be more relaxed. I mean, like, I don't know. I haven't joined the online speech competitions before, but I assume that it's supposed to be much less intimidating, right? But I don't know if it is not really intimidating or not. Yeah, because it's you guys are the one who join it. But be relaxed. Probably because it's in your home that makes you kind of like and not really, what is it? The vibe of the competition is not as high as the offline competition, or sometimes your family disturbing your performance or so on and so forth. But that must be tackled for the performance. Yeah. So you have to be present in front of the audience, in front of the judges with a big smile, and then with the well prepared body language and others. Another big thing that I don't like at all is when a participant stand up in front of the judges or the audience, and then do a very loud sigh, like I hate that a lot. It sounds like I think you guys understand what I mean. Like it sounds like you're not, you're afraid of something. It's like, oh my god, it sounds like that. So never do that anymore. Yeah. And then yesterday I told you, be mindful with your intonations. Yeah. Equalize your energy with your intonations, but be careful. Having a good intonations is different with speak louder. I'm talking about intonation, not the tone. Yeah. If I was talking about the tone, I expect it to be louder, but intonation is not about being loud, but it's about paraphrasing certain words, like the points or your key message to the audience. And then I talked also about the gestures yesterday, and what does that mean? It means that every single movement you did means to paraphrase any single words come out from your mouth. Yeah. So don't waste your movement, and then do not move too much, because even though that it's on the screen, that I have to keep, my eyes should follow your body movement, like, okay, where is this guy moving, where this girl's moving. So yeah, that's pretty annoying for me. And then yeah, that's a feedback for me, for the general feedback, but I want to motivate you a bit. So even though that what is it? It's a virtual, but you have to remember that this is national, and you guys are the top 15 from the 51 competitors, and that's awesome. Congratulations. It's not about the biggest stage with the biggest number of people. Yeah, it's presenting a speech, presenting anything. It's not always about you stand in front of the you present at the biggest stage with the biggest number of people. No, it's not about that. But for me, it's about speak with the biggest people in the biggest stage with the biggest number of people. And right now, you guys are performing alongside the great people in Indonesia, and that's already an achievement for you. So congratulations for the top 15, and I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vito. Such an insightful input and suggestion. Also the motivation. I'm not the participants, but I feel that motivation is like wow. Okay, thank you, Kak Vito. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. Yes, our semifinalists right now. We will continue to the next adjudicator. So for Kak Arjun, please deliver your general feedback for all semifinalists.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Kak.
Jesus, when I look at myself, I want to cringe. Why did you pin me so large? Hold on, let me adjust this. All right. Firstly, unlike yesterday, today I have to totally agree with Kafito. He was, even though we have differences in styles of judging and what we perceive as an effective speech, today I have to completely agree with him. And I want to congratulate you all for, I would say, a successful semifinals, because I'm sure it's a very difficult thing to do a prepared speech whilst thinking, oh, I was going to swear, sorry. Oh, blank, I have to do a table topics after this. And, I'm sure that stress got to most of you, if not all of you. And even doing the table topics, just finishing a speech a minute before, having to reset, I'm like, while it's very important, I can understand why it's very hard to do. So a big round of applause to all of you for today being a successful day, and judging, well, based on my scores, everyone being so close together from the first to the lowest score, it's so tight. So again, good job. But now, enough sugarcoating everything. I'm going to be super duper mean because this is the semifinals and you guys are actually, as Kafito said, you guys actually have proved to be some of the best public speakers in Indonesia in the current time. So I'm going to be very mean just to try and help you understand what is missing. Firstly, I have to say a lot of you underperformed from your prelims. Maybe you have more time to prepare for your prelims, maybe because you can record, just throw away the video once you don't like it and record again. Maybe for some of you it suits better, or maybe because you only had a few hours to prepare your speech from yesterday to today, that could have affected. However, why I'm saying this is not to make you guys or girls feel bad, but is to say that I see a lot more potential for a lot better speeches, which is something I'm going to be expecting from tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to be even harsher with my judging as well. Just a small heads up. I'm going to repeat a little bit of myself from yesterday because I still see some people committing these, I would call them sins of public speaking. No need to introduce yourself or your topic. Hi, I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. Or don't start right away with ladies and gentlemen or internet viewers unless you want to tie something up about being an internet viewer into a core part of your speech. I would say get right into your opening. You don't have to be too formal in that sense. This is not a classroom. I'm not your docent. You don't have to treat me as such. Treat me as an audience member in an auditorium amongst 100 other people, and you have to retain my attention and capture my attention from the very second that you start. Secondly, this is something that Kafito mentioned. There's a lot of unnecessary movement. A lot of people are going here and then there with either little steps or they're swaying around. I believe this is because a lot of you are nervous. Having a good, strong stance not only helps you speak because it opens up your chest and lungs, but also it makes you look confident and it makes me want to listen more. It's sort of psychological, kind of like a placebo. You can move, but keep it to a necessary amount. Don't overdo it. A lot of you overdid it today. Again, think of what is in it for me as the audience. Why should I care about what you're talking about, even though I know gender inequality is a pressing matter, even though I know that malnutrition is a pressing matter? Whatever you're talking about, everyone talked about today are important points in today's society. And I think like that's why the committee picked these certain topics. But you have to elevate it more as to build the sort of engagement with me or your audience. Make us want to care and make us want to do whatever you tell us to do in the end. Like, let's say, if you say we have to make the world a better place or we have to save the world from plastic pollution. Now, why should I give a shit about plastic pollution if you don't make me want to give a shit? I apologize for my swearing if that makes anyone uncomfortable. I think a lot of you today use statistics and data in a very good way. I think maybe from Kafito's advice yesterday, I think you guys had learned from it or used it well. However, there's some of you who overuse data, like literally statistic after statistic. And I can't even remember one statistic from the 5 because there was too much. If you focus on one and use that, like there was this one statistic, 1 in 3 girls get sexually abused. This is a very strong statistic and you can use it in your speech. And like, if you tie your speech into that one direction, it would be 1, a very clear direction. 2, it'd be easier to follow. 3, when we're done with this Zoom meeting, I will be able to remember it. The reason why I remember it is because I've used it in my speech before, not really because, no offense, not because of you guys making me remember it. Table topics. A lot of you focus too much on answering the question without giving an actual speech. You have to remember that you have two goals in table topics, especially when it's a question topic. You have to give your personal opinion or your answer to the question, as well as formulate that into a speech with a message or a reminder or with information or with entertainment, whatever your goal of the speech is. A few more things. People who apologize when they make mistakes, don't apologize. You don't have to. Again, this is not a classroom. You can turn that situation, like let's say you fumble on a few words, like sexual, and then you see, guys, I'm so torn up about what I'm talking about. I can't even speak straight, stuff like that. Be creative. Don't try to be too by the book. Don't try to be like how you watch public speakers, super perfect. You don't have to be super perfect. Pauses and pacing of the speech. A lot of you either spoke too fast for a lot of the speech or spoke too slow with too many gaps in between the words and sentences of your speech. I think it's important to find a good balance and try to find a middle ground and then go fast in lesser important points that you want to get through and speak a bit slower in more important points. Usually in the closing, you want to hammer in a message or key points. You speak slower, give pauses, you give more emphasis on each word. Finally, something that I mentioned yesterday, don't say in conclusion to end my speech to wrap it up. You let your body language, your intonation, facial expression, let the way that you write your text or the words you say signal that we're coming to a close. And there's a lot of ways to do this. The more you practice, the more you'll figure it out. Yeah, I know I said this was the last thing, but I have one more thing to say, is that eye contact. Eye contact is very important. I know that maybe some of you miss performing in person. Trust me, I miss it as much as anyone. It's the reason why I got into public speaking. And then it is unfortunate we have to do it online. Now, whilst I'm looking at my external or second monitor here and my camera is here, please don't call me a hypocrite because I'm looking over there. Do look at your camera as much as possible. When also the fact that we're online, when you look up and around and left and right, when you're thinking, you see how noticeable that is, right? It becomes very, very clear when you are thinking of what to say next. So when you're memorizing speeches, don't force yourself to memorize it. If it comes naturally to memorize it, sure. But when you force yourself, like, I have to remember each specific word in each specific order, when you forget one word, it ends up with you going blank most of the time. Some of you can recover quickly. Some of you are not as experienced, which is fine. Just avoid it as much as possible. And again, finally, back to the sugarcoating. You all did amazing today. I can't wait to see your performances tomorrow and in future competitions, because I will be judging a few future competitions in this year, hopefully next year as well. Hopefully EIA 2022. But yeah, I definitely would love to see you all become great public speakers, because I know each and every one of you, even the two people who didn't show up, unfortunately, you all have great potential. Maybe it's unfortunate that you're all competing with each other today. If you joined a different competition, like hari ini ada yang dari unsur juga. If you joined that, one of you should have probably 100% win. But maybe since you're here competing against the best of the best in your time, it may be a bit harder. Good luck for the future. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for taking so much time.
Okay, Kak Arjo. Okay, do you still have some things do you want to deliver again, or it's done? It's done.
I think I think I've tortured the participants enough.
Okay.
I've ranted enough.
I think I want to
Okay.
add some things, but first
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
I want to address what Arjun already told you guys. I completely agree. Like he already pointed out every single words that I already mentioned at the beginning, and I feel unfair as well because yesterday I couldn't join yesterday until the end, so I couldn't give the entire feedback. So I think I'm going to second all of the point that Arjun just pointed out. I completely agree. No doubt. Yeah. So 100% agree. Probably I'm going to also give some comments because I just remember because on the final round there won't be any table topics again. Like benar ya, Zra ya? Gak ada lagi, right?
Yes, Kak. There are no table topics. It's just
Yeah.
Q&A, the usual Q&A.
Okay. Then I'm going to give some comments about also to deep dive a bit about the table topic because I just remember after this we cannot meet again, right? So it's pretty difficult for you guys to ask for the more and details feedback. So yeah, I agree. For the table topic, first of all, gosh, I swear to God, no one impressed me. Seriously. Sorry to say, because I assume that you guys already understand what is table topic. So when we're talking about table topic, it's about how to deliver your value. Like exact what Arjun already mentioned before. It's not about answering the questions, but it's about how to show the how you can twist the topic and then bring out your value to answer the question. For example, when we're talking about, for example, like this the easy question that I always receive. For example, do you prefer this or do you prefer that? It's not about which one do you choose, but it's about how you can wrap up your value of yourself. It's the reason. Sorry. It's about the reason why you choose that. For example, which one do you prefer, the A or B? It's not about which one, but it's about why you choose this, and bring out the value, the reason, bring out your personal story, and then just forget about the answer about the question. Just focus on pointing out the reason. That's what we care about. Yeah. So what we want to hear is about the way of thinking that you have, and then how you can analyze and be critical to a short kind of questions. Yeah. That's talking about the table topic, and then talking about your whole speech. Well, only some of you, only like I think I can count only like several, like less than 5, really apply a good structure on your speech. I couldn't agree more when Arjun say that you guys like like I couldn't really get what is the point of your speech until like 1 minute, one last minute of your speech, and that's actually not good. And that's not actually not good unless like you really have a big plot twist on your speech. That probably makes sense, but until even until the end, I couldn't really get what is your point, unless when you say so the conclusion is, and that's not really good on your speech. Yeah. So the tips, and also some of you are also pause too much. You guys play with the tempo. You guys cheat on the time. You try to talk slower, and then that's for me that's a cheating. That's a complete cheating for me, because you have a very short speech and then you want to make it like 5 minutes to be on time, but it's not about that, dude. It's about how you can really deliver your background. When when you're given a problem, you are asked and you're assigned to describe about the background, why it can happen, and the background why you propose that solutions. And that what it's supposed to be, I think. That's on my opinion, and that's on my taste. So work on deep dive your problem better for whoever proceed to the next phase. Yeah, especially for tomorrow. Deep down on your problem, bring more data. I mean, like it's not always about the data, but do not trust talk. Do not say that Indonesia is the most lazy country in the world, but say it out why you can say that, because we want to hear fact. If you want to bring the personal story, that's good, but you also have to learn about the storytelling technique of the speech. Deep dive better than that. Yeah, it's all about the structure. Be structure. Okay, I'm not going to teach you how to make it because there's a lot of the style as well. You can try to explore a lot of techniques. And use more techniques for the final. Yeah, you cannot win with today's performance. No, I think you guys will just win because of your score. I want to listen your factor X. Give us +1. Give your extra miles for tomorrow. Use more techniques, and then yeah, and do not forget to reset. Yeah, so forget about today's and focus on tomorrow. Reset, reset, and reset. That's only the additional words I can say. Thank you, Azra.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vito, also Kak Arjun, such an, just like what I said before, an insightful input, also motivation. Well, for all semi-finalists, please don't take the general feedback from educators personally, because sometimes non-sugarcoating feedback, it can improve our capabilities, right? So just don't take it personally, guys. Okay, so since all adjudicators has already delivered their general feedback, so after this, before we closing the semifinal, I, on behalf of the committee, would like to inform for all semifinalists that we will announce 6 participants who are eligible to run to the next round, which is the final round tomorrow. And we will have the announcement via Zoom meeting tonight at 7:30 p.m. So the committee will process the scoring result first from Kak Arjun, Kak Vito, include the scoring results from Miss Ukti Ciptawati, and I'm truly sorry on behalf of Miss Ukti because she couldn't be able to join our semi-final round today. But don't worry, she will watch all the record Zoom. Okay, so thank you for Kak Vito and Kak Arjun, and for all of the semi-finalists. Okay, Kak Arjun, is there something you would like to say?
Yeah, so I would like to clarify something,
Okay.
because even this is a question I've had because I've joined competitions before and I've been kind of misled in a way. So just to preemptively ask this question on behalf of the participants, nanti di final kan ada Q&A.
Yes.
Are we gonna, well, maybe this is something I should ask myself and Kak Vito and as well as the committee. Are we judging that based on like a table topics kind of thing, or just how well they answered the question? Because in table topics, you have to make a speech, yes? In Q&A, I assume, well, some competitions ask you to make a speech, some competitions ask you to only answer. So can we decide on this now so that the participants also know what they're getting themselves into?
Okay. Okay, is that all, Arjun?
Yes. So from my knowledge, each judge has to give one question each, right?
Right.
Okay. So the 3 minutes itu per pertanyaan.
Yes, it's just for one question. So in total, participants have 9 minutes for answering the questions.
Okay. So Kak Vito, what do you think? Should we judge it based as a table topics? I think that would be too long, yeah, for each person to give 3 additional table topics. So just based on how well they answer the question.
I think the second one.
Okay. All right. Thank you for helping me clarify and also clarifying to the participants. Maybe it was me not paying enough attention before, but yeah, that's it from me. I'll not take any more of your time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Arjun. Okay, all semi-finalists, you've heard that, right? So for any of you, the top 6 participants who are eligible to run to the final round tomorrow, after this, tonight, at the top 6 announcement, there will be also the technical meetings for final round. So don't worry, committee will give you a detailed information again after this. But one thing that we need to clarify is that all adjudicators have dealt that all of you, as the finalists, you guys will receive 3 questions in the Q&A session on the final round tomorrow, and you will have 3 minutes to answer each questions. So in total, you will have 9 minutes to answer your questions for all adjudicators. Okay, and that yes, it means that all semifinalists will receive 3 questions. Okay, and then yes, I think that's all for the semifinal round this from this morning until this afternoon. And for all of the semi-finalists, on behalf of the Committee of Speech EIC in Action XX 2021, I would like to say congratulations for all of you guys. You are so crazy talented, just like what our educators said before. Just be proud of yourself because your performance is so lit up. Okay, so stay tuned in our WhatsApp participants group. The committee will give you more detailed information after this. And for all of the adjudicators, Kak Vito, Kak Arjun, thank you so much for give your input for all semi-finalists. Hopefully you guys can improve your capability after this. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy lunch and good afternoon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Muchas gracias semuanya.
Yes, you may leave the Zoom meeting right now, everyone. Thank you so much. Don't forget to join our top 6 announcement tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Widya Ningsi.
Belum unmute.
Okay, for the committee, thank you so much committee for having Kak Ara. Macu Anda Dwi. Makasih ya guys. This is the break time, so just take your lunch. Okay, thank you guys.
Makasih juga
I will
Kak.
end. Yeah, bye.